What happens when you fly to an airport that hasn't had a flight in over 50 years and discover you might also be flying on its last one? Well, this week, I find out. Welcome to Phoenix in Arizona, and I'm about to take a flight to an airport that hasn't had commercial flight service in over half a century, but now it does, and I'm going to go and find out why. But first, we've got to get to a different part of Phoenix Airport. To get to the check-in for my flight, I've got to take a self-driving car to the other side of Phoenix Airport. Hopefully, it'll be here in a few minutes. Say he, could be a she, I don't know. How do cars identify?
Good afternoon, Noel.
Good afternoon, how are you? Stop ride. Alright then, we are off to the Jackson Jet Centre, which is where you get on the airline that takes you across to this town I'm heading to today. This place hasn't had any commercial flight in over 50 years. 1975 was the last time they had commercial service, but this year they've started new flights over there from right here in Phoenix. I don't know who trains these things, by the way. We've just literally shot a red light. We were pulling up on it. It started to change to orange. He kind of dawdled a bit and then just stuck its foot down went straight through a red light. Oh goodness me. I wonder what happens if you get pulled over in a self-driving car. Thank you, driver, he, she. Mr. Waymo, right, we're here. Ooh. This is Jackson Jet Centre. Let's see if we can all get checked in. Hey, how are you? I'm doing good, thank you. Is this the right place for Grand Canyon Airlines?
Yes.
Okay.
So, I need your ID.
Of course, there we go.
Texas.
Yes.
Nice.
No, I don't sound Texan, but... Is there many on the flight today, or?
Just you.
Just me?
Yeah.
Nice. Private jet.
Exactly, yeah. Fancy today. Alright, so if you want to see
Okay.
there, I'll let you know when we can go.
Amazing, thank you.
You're welcome.
I thought I recognised this place. This is the place that Advanced Air fly from, an essential air service airline. I flew with them once before out of here a few years ago. It looks like they still do. But this is the place also where Grand Canyon Airlines fly from on their only scheduled flight from here in Phoenix. So yeah, we should be getting on board soon and taking a little ride over out into the desert. And here we go then, my own private flight awaits. Well, sure, it's technically a scheduled flight, but with no other passengers, it might as well have my name on it. It's not quite a Gulfstream, but hey, I'll take a Cessna Caravan with legroom over seat 27B any day.
Go in the front. Fire extinguisher is here next to me.
So here we go then, no gate agents, no queues, no middle seats, just me, the pilot, and a plane with more windows than passengers. From Phoenix to the middle of nowhere, not quite the red carpet treatment, but honestly, this might be the quietest flight I've ever taken. Who needs a loyalty program when you've got the entire plane to yourself? My flight today then took me southeast out of Phoenix to the town of Safford. Flying time today was 1 hour and 1 minute, cruising at 8,500 feet. Welcome on board Noel Airways. Population, just me and the pilot. It's my own private jet, pretty much. To the point where they've even left early because I was the only passenger and I was already there. So we're heading across to Safford now. I do have the entire plane to myself. I could sit anywhere I like, as long as it's in rows 2 or 4 for weight on balance. Safford is a small town of about 10,000 people, sitting roughly 150 miles east of Phoenix. It's a 3-hour drive from both Phoenix and El Paso, and about 2 hours from Tucson. Even Amtrak gives it a miss. The Sunset Limited passes through the town of Benson 3 times a week, but that's still an hour away by car. The town's completely cut off from any other form of public transport. Safford Regional Airport sits just outside the town, and since 1975 it hasn't had any commercial air service. Back in the day, Frontier Airlines flew here using DC-3s from Phoenix. Then in January 2025, the town secured funding for the first scheduled flights in 50 years, with Grand Canyon Airlines stepping in to run a daily service from Phoenix. Grand Canyon Airlines are known for short sightseeing flights, usually over the Grand Canyon, not scheduled services. In fact, this route to Safford is their first proper scheduled passenger service. No tour groups, no headsets, just me, and a lot of empty seats. The route takes us east from Phoenix over some pretty incredible scenery, desert, red rocks and the Gila mountain range. Now, if you're travelling to remote places like this, the last thing you want to do is to land with no phone signal, or even worse, get slapped with a massive roaming bill. That's why I use Airalo, the world's first eSIM store that lets you connect to local networks in over 200 countries and regions without needing a physical SIM card. You just open the app, pick where you're going and download a prepaid data plan straight to your phone. I've used it all over the world and it saved my bacon more than once. So whether you're heading to a remote town in Arizona or halfway across the planet, Airalo's got you covered. And right now you can get $3 off your first eSIM with my code NoelPhillips3. Just scan the QR code or click the link in the description. Thanks to Airalo for sponsoring this video, and now let's land in Safford, Arizona. Alright then, Noel Force 1 has commenced its descent into the Gila Valley in eastern Arizona, home to Safford Airport. Airport code SAD, a little bit like me. Down below is Safford, a small town with big skies, a high school football stadium you can see from 5,000 feet, and apparently not much interest in flying. Tucked outside the town, the airport's pretty quiet and peaceful, and judging by the empty ramps, very, very underused. So touchdown at Safford Regional Airport, population 10,000, and today I make up 100% of the arriving passengers. There's no jet bridge, no terminal buzz, no baggage carousel, just a quiet little building in the Arizona desert. And Cameron, who today is not just the ramp agent but also the dispatcher, check-in agent, baggage handler, and let's be honest, probably the fire crew too if anything goes wrong.
Cameron, I'm the guy that's been messaging
How are you? Oh, nice.
If this airport had a CEO, it'd be him.
Thank you, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow morning, yeah.
So the mine actually gave us money to start this.
Okay.
And then after we started it, they let us know that they needed twin turboprop and 2 pilots.
Oh, okay.
After you
started it with these guys, okay.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I can get you the courtesy car.
That'd be amazing. Thank
grab
you.
your driver's license.
Yeah.
Alright then, welcome to Safford Regional Airport in the Gila Valley area of Arizona. How nice is it out here? The sun's just starting to set on the mountains behind us. It's absolutely beautiful. This is the airport, that's the entire terminal building. It's not had commercial service since 1975, over 50 years since it had actual scheduled flights in here. But there's a bit of an issue because sadly, as fast as the airport actually started to get a service, it's been pulled away again. And that, unfortunately, was the last ever flight into Safford, Arizona, because the local council has pulled all the funding for this flight. Now, this was the last one in. Tomorrow morning, I'll be on the last flight out of here. It's a bit of a shame, really. So there's no rental car facility here at Safford, Arizona, as you would probably expect. So the airport have basically lent me their crew car for the night. The crew cars, if you're not familiar in the States, if you fly privately into an airport somewhere, the airports usually have a car that's owned by the city that you can borrow and just drive. It's usually completely free of charge. If you fly into the airport, one of the perks is that you get to use the rental car. Safford is no exception, and because there's no rental cars around, they've let me use the crew car for the night to drive into town, see the bright lights of Safford, Arizona. Oh, hey, how are you? I'd like to check in, please, with this one. Thank you very much.
Our elevator's going to be right behind the wall, up to level 2, right down the hallway.
Amazing, thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you, you too. Alright, and welcome to the La Quinta Inn and Suites here in Safford, Arizona. This is very fancy, isn't it? I like this. We've got a bed, there's a chair, there's a TV. We've even got a balcony so we can stand out and admire the bright lights of Safford, where, well, let's be honest, there's not really a lot going on. yeah, this is it really. There ain't a lot of choice here. And normally I stay in a Hilton when I come on these trips because I like to collect my points. But there isn't a Hilton here, there isn't a Marriott here, there's nothing. This is it, La Quinta or a Days Inn or a Comfort Suites or something, that's about it. But hey, it's okay, we're in the middle of nowhere. And to be honest, we're quite lucky to get something as nice as this. Anyway, it's quite a fancy hotel really, isn't it? It's got nice little leathery bits and something to not to handcuff you, something to attach things to the bed. One night here, then tomorrow morning we head back to the airport. We take the very last flight out of Safford, Arizona. Ever? I don't know. We'll figure it out, I guess. But I'm going to get some sleep and then tomorrow morning it's back to the airport. Well, a very good morning from Safford, Arizona, and it's time to get back to the airport because today, for the very last time, for now at least, there's a flight leaving for Phoenix and I'm on it. Let's go and get to the airport. Right, it's time to get back to the airport to take the last ever flight, for now, out of Safford Regional Airport. So here's the thing then, the flight from here to Phoenix takes around about an hour. This is a fairly remote community compared to a lot of the Essential Air Service routes that I've done in the past, but this isn't an Essential Air Service route. The Essential Air Service is a federal program that's funded by the big government over in DC. This is a route that's funded entirely by the city, the local council effectively here in Safford, Arizona. I have flown to far less remote places funded by the federal government under the Essential Air Service than here in Safford, Arizona. It really does need some sort of air service, you'd think, to connect into the major airports. What's even more surprising though is that almost no one here even knew these flights existed. Everyone I spoke to had no idea you could fly from Safford to Phoenix. No advertising, no promotion, just a few flights quietly added to the schedule and now quietly removed again. And so just like that, the route's disappearing before most people even knew it was back. Alright then, welcome back to Safford Regional Airport for the very last time today, getting a flight back to Phoenix. The car park an hour before the flight is deserted. There's just the crew car that I've had and the pilot's just arrived. I wonder if we're going to get any more passengers today or if this is the end of this route, dying quietly. Sad day. Inside the terminal, it's just as quiet as outside. A dozen empty chairs, a shuttered check-in desk, and a tray of free snacks waiting for someone, well, anyone, really. Most of the action here now comes from the firefighting planes and the occasional general aviation arrival outside. Commercial service was just a blip on the radar, a brief return to the past before fading out again. But despite all of that, it turns out there's still hope here. Cameron, who, as we've already established, does everything here, tells me they're now working with other rural airports to try and secure some sort of state-level funding.
There's 9 airports across the state right now, including Sedona and Grand Canyon, that we're all working together to try to get the state to put in a state EAS program.
Yeah, there's 10,000 people here.
There's 10,000 in Safford.
Yeah, plus the wider area.
There's 55,000 in the county. Wow. Plus the reservation.
It's not over just yet, at least. They're still fighting for a connection. And with that, the engine spools up for one final flight. No announcements, no fanfare, just a quiet goodbye to a town that had flights for a brief moment at least. This route came back after 50 years, and now it's leaving again, quietly, almost like it was never here at all. As we lift off for the final time, I can't help but wonder if this really is the end. I just hope it won't be another 50 years before Safford sees commercial flights again. Because communities like this, out in the middle of nowhere, still matter, and they still deserve a way to stay connected. Alright then, we are airborne for the very last time, for now at least, on a commercial flight out of Safford, Arizona. For now at least, we head back to Phoenix, and this service concludes leaving Safford once again without any flights. Now as we head across the skies of Arizona, I've got something pretty exciting to announce. I'm co-hosting a brand new aviation creator convention next April called AvCon, happening at the Delta Flight Museum in Atlanta. Think Comic-Con but for AvGeeks. I'll be there along with Josh Cahill, Jeb Brooks, Swiss 001, Airline Videos Live and many more creators too. It's a full day of panels, meet and greets, vendors and all things AvGeek. Tickets are on sale now. Head over to avcon.com to grab your boarding pass. As we descend back towards Phoenix, I can't help but think about the places that we've just flown over. Little towns like these, tucked between mountains and deserts, far from the nearest rail line or hub airport, they don't get much attention, but they still matter. Safford had a chance to reconnect, even if just for a little while. And then, just like that, the connection's gone. One last landing, one more town, cut off again. In a country this big, it's easy to forget how many places are still waiting to be seen, still hoping to be part of something bigger. And maybe one day flights will come back to Safford. But for now, we land in Phoenix, and the skies over Safford go quiet once again. And here we are then back in Phoenix, a city with hundreds of daily flights, and yet 150 miles away, Safford is once again off the map.
Thank you. Great to meet you. Thank you. Best of luck for the future with it all. Thank you. See you. Welcome back to Phoenix then. Another essential air connection gone, but not forgotten. For how long? Who knows? Maybe they get service again soon, but in the meantime, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.